What is up, guys? Random Mr. 411 here again to today do a classic movie review. And this one we are going to be reviewing one, and sometimes most of the time, called the greatest movie of all time. And that film is The Godfather. Now, The Godfather is directed by Francis Ford Coppola, and it stars Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, Robert Duvall, James Caan, and I think those are like most of the main leads. I'm trying to think of more. Nope, can't really. Alright, so if I left anyone out, drop it in the comments. Alright, but the basic plot of this movie is that we are introduced to the Italian Mafia and who the Don of the Mafia is, Vito Corleone, being played by Marlon Brando. And what this is about is it's about families feuding, like the Mafia families actually feuding with one another, trying to just overall just showing us what the Italian, like inside the Italian Mafia. Like, I don't really know what else to really describe this movie as, because there's a lot of stuff that happens. So yeah, alright, so yeah, just a movie about the Italian Mafia, like very, very in depth about the Italian Mafia, what they do, how they plan out killings, and overall just like how they decipher everything, and overall just family trouble. And you know what? I love this movie, and I mean, that wasn't probably a surprise. I don't know why I said that, but I mean, I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I will say though, it isn't quite my favorite movie of all time, but it is definitely up there in maybe like top 5, top 10. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to tell you about this movie is the direction by Francis Ford Coppola is probably the best direction I've ever seen. And I know I might be exaggerating a little bit, but oh my gosh, I mean, the opening shot of this movie just immediately tells you how this movie is going to be directed. It's very ambitious. He has a like 5-minute long shot, like without cutting anything, and it is done wonderfully. He directs these actors to do phenomenal performances, and overall the movie just really does have a tone of like the Italian Mafia and how that time period was back then. And I absolutely love the hell out of that. It honestly, the direction just was stunning. It definitely captured the time period. I felt like I was there. Like, it was so good. Francis Ford Coppola this is honestly possibly the best direction of all time. Like, honestly, it's just astounding to watch. It's great. Now let's get into the acting. The acting by everyone is also phenomenal. Freaking Al Pacino as Michael Corleone. He gives such a phenomenal performance in this movie. It's such a captivating performance. At first, he doesn't really want to be involved with this mafia. But you know, since his family's there and stuff, he's also kind of caught up in it. So it's kind of difficult for him, and you definitely see that with his character. I mean, I wanna say stuff, but I'll save that for spoilers. But his character does kind of change throughout the movie, and overall, I just think Al Pacino is probably the best actor in this movie. Not best thing. Let's see. Robert Duvall in the movie, he plays Tom, the person that Vito kind of just took in, and I thought he did also a really good job. I mean, not one of the characters that I will personally like remember for a while, but certainly one of the best characters in the movie. I mean, I think just his interaction with everyone was good, and I think they really do treat him like, yeah, Vito just saw him off the street, so, you know, let's just take him into our family. It feels like he's a part of their family, and that's a really good thing about this movie. Thought they did that really good. Sonny Corleone, he's being played by James Caan. James Caan gives a great performance in this movie. I mean, it might be better than freaking almost said Marlon Brando, but no. But he's up there with Al Pacino, man. I mean, he gives a stellar performance. You can see that he really cares for his family, and he wants to kind of be a part of this mafia, and he'll do anything, you know, to help out with the mafia. He's very invested in it, and I really liked his character. I really like the way his character goes, the direction his character goes, and overall, I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, James Caan, he might be the best out of the brothers, but by far, Marlon Brando. This might be the best acting I've ever seen. Like really. This guy, like, I'm speechless. He does a phenomenal job of portraying the Don of the Italian mafia. He is great. They made him look like him. They made him talk like him, act like him. He honestly is perfect for this role. Literally perfect. And I know I use that term very loosely sometimes, but I don't even know what other word to use, because it's so well put together, his character, and you definitely 100% believe that he is the Don of the Italian mafia for one of the families. Oh my gosh, you believe that. Like, he literally looks exactly like what that type of person would look like, as well as acting like that person. Also, I really like the accent that he pulls off in this movie. Everything with acting-wise and writing-wise and directing-wise is done to a freaking T. Like, really, it is done masterfully. And, well, now that I've said the writing is also really good. The movie is mainly, well, not mainly, but it's like half dialogue driven, half kind of action going on. I mean, well, actually, yeah, I guess it is mainly dialogue driven. And the dialogue here is so riveting. And I feel like as I grow up, I'm going to love this movie more and more and more. Because, I mean, yes, I do understand most of the dialogue that's going on. But there were some scenes where I just kind of felt like a little like a micro bored. And I feel like, though, if I see this when I'm like 21 or like 30 or something, I am going to love it even more than I do now, because most of the dialogue in this movie is absolutely riveting. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The conversations they have with the Godfather, as well as like Michael, Sonny, and I believe Robert Duvall's character was Ted. Those conversations are phenomenal. Also, Michael's wife in the movie being played by, I believe it's Diane Keaton. I'm not 100% on that, but his wife Kay, she also did a phenomenal job. I mean, it was kind of weird to see her, this very American girl, like with these just Italian, with like involved with a guy that's involved in the Italian mafia. That was really interestingly put together, so I really did enjoy that. The pacing in the movie, yes, it can get slow at parts, but also it's riveting for like every moment of it. Like, honestly, whenever there's dialogue or whenever there's an action scene, I was very riveted. I mean, obviously, the exception of like that micro of like a little bit bored, but overall, I was always really interested in this movie, and the way it ends, you can't ask for like a better ending to a movie. This ending is phenomenal. I mean, I think right now should be the time where I get into spoilers. So yeah, overall, The Godfather is definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. I feel like as time will go by and I watch this movie more and more, I definitely will get a higher appreciation for it, higher than I even have now. And I'd highly recommend this. Highly, highly recommend this if you haven't seen it already. I saw it last year, but I'm reviewing it this year because I was 13 back then, and now I'm 15, and I feel like something might have changed, and yes, something did, because when I first reviewed this movie, I was like, all right, yeah, that's a very good movie. but I never really thought too much of it. And now it's like, wow. Like, really, just wow. So, yeah, overall, I'm going to give The Godfather a 5 out of 5, obviously. A plus. Like, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. If you haven't seen it already, I'd highly suggest you go see it. So, yeah. With all this being said, let's get into spoiler territory. If you haven't seen The Godfather, I suggest you see it right now. I will give you 5 seconds to leave the video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so if you're still here, that means you've seen The Godfather and you want to hear my thoughts on the ending. Honestly, I said you can't ask for a better ending, and you really can't. I mean, the ending is so perfect. I mean, first of all, when Don Vito Corleone dies, that's probably one of the most memorable scenes I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, from the first time I viewed it, which I didn't really think much of it, this scene still stuck with me. And it is just done masterfully. He's playing with his grandkid, and then all of a sudden he just collapses. Oh my god. Marlon Brando does a fantastic job, and it's definitely a scene that I will remember for eons. Like, literally eons. It's phenomenally done. Another scene that I think I'll remember for a while is the one where we see Michael kind of just when they're blessing the godchild, Michael Corleone is just like he's saying he renounces the devil, he worships God, like he's saying all that, but but on screen we see some of the other people, part of the Italian mafia on Don Vito Corleone's side, killing off all the leads of the 5 other families. The Tatalias, I'm sorry, I don't remember the other families. I think I might just look that up now. But yeah, it was the Tatalias, 5 families. Yeah, sorry, I'm looking. I wanna look this up. I don't remember how I forgot that. But yeah, that scene is amazing. It's very ironic and it works 100%. Alright, so actually it was 5 including the Corleones. I don't know why I forgot that, but yeah, I was just being an idiot. But the 4 other families are the Tatalias, the Barzinis, the Cuneos, and the Strazzis. And honestly, all of those people are done masterfully. When they kill, I forgot which one this was. I think this might have been the Strozzi. But when they kill him, I believe he's the one being massaged. I thought back to that scene where he was just like yelling at them. He's like, "Get out of my office!" And then he was like getting very angry at them. He's like, "I don't want to make a deal with you. Screw you!" And I mean, obviously I'm paraphrasing because I'm an idiot and I don't remember the exact words. Sorry for being an idiot, but yeah, that just put me back right to that scene. And honestly, everything feels so real here. That's what makes the movie honestly perfect. The ending of it is one of the best endings of all time. You see that Michael is telling Kay, he's like, yeah, okay, I promise you it won't be anything bad. And then Kay sees from the hallway that Michael Corleone is going to be the next Godfather. And then when that happened on screen, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. And I felt so powerful. It just impacted me so much, and it was just one of the most powerful endings of a film I've ever seen. And then the door closes from Diane Keaton's view, and basically all we see is just the final shot is Diane Keaton, and the door being closed on her. That's the final shot of the movie, and honestly, it's probably the most satisfying ending I've ever seen to a film. So yeah, overall, I absolutely love The Godfather. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like I said, as I grow older, I definitely 100% will grow a bigger appreciation. This could be my favorite movie of all time when I'm older, but who knows? Only time will tell. So yeah, that is my review for The Godfather. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And my next reviews I'll try to shoot for The Godfather Part 2 and The Godfather Part 3 as soon as possible. I have been watching The Godfather Part 2, but I feel like I was too tired for that, so I think I'm just going to re-watch it. But overall, I definitely will get those reviews out to you. Maybe not consecutively, but I for sure will in the next month or two. So yeah, until my next review, I am Random Mr. 411, and I will see you all later.